Hey guys, welcome back to another episode number 68 of my 10-minute games. Yay, fun. We're playing as Doske 78. I think it's from Czechoslovakia. No, Serbia. We've got the white pieces this time, so let's see how it rolls. Um, yeah, and here we go. We got e5. I'm gonna go ahead knight f3, just controlling the center, hoping for an Italian game. Let's go bishop c4. And he responds with the main line, bishop c5. I think over here I'm just going to go ahead and castle, and then d3, c3 are coming up, so d3 just to protect this pawn, and I'll go ahead and start off with the c3, and this kind of just prepares like a eventual d4 push. It's not there just yet, and I'll go ahead and play a4. It's just a little trap that if he plays something like d6, we can go ahead and play b4, and he gets pushed back, and then we play a5 and trap that piece. But he just went ahead and played a6 to give him some space. So I'm going to take advantage of my space with b5, b4. Push his bishop back, and we've got a lot of space for ourselves. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and play bishop e6 right here, kind of contesting this diagonal. And I might end up taking over here, because if I take, okay, he goes ahead and takes this, and I'm fine with these double pawns, because they're not too problematic just yet. We can go ahead and this pawn in the back is going to be helping us with this pawn push right here. Before we do that pawn push, we got to make sure that this pawn on e4 is still protected, because if I move this pawn too early, he's going to go ahead and take this pawn, and I'm going to be like, wait, oops, I just lost a pawn. That would be pretty bad. So I think I might start off with just a knight d2 over here. So let's go ahead and do that. So knight d2, and he went ahead with d6 to open up his bishop. Cool. He's contesting my bishop on that same diagonal. If I take, he's going to take back with the double pawns again, but it's probably okay for him, remember, because of this, because this pawn's going to be over here, and it's going to help him push for this. So I don't really like the look of that too much. Let's see. We already have the knight to take back here, but the knight right now is doing two jobs, so I don't like that too much. Something we might do is put the queen over here on c2 to kind of protect this pawn once we play d4. But if we go here, he does have this pawn push. And if we do take, he could take with the knight. And then we can't push this pawn just yet because of this fork with the knight. So you might have to play like one of the rooks over to e1. And I think I'm going to do it with this rook, because then I have a rook on open file and a rook on a semi-open file. And then I'll go ahead and prepare this pawn push. But I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So I'm going to go ahead and play queen c2. If he takes, I'll just take it back with the knight. Pretty cool. If he pushes this, I would just be able to maybe take this pawn, potentially. If he takes back, I take here. He takes over here, I take over here. It's interesting. Okay, but he just moved his rook to c8, and I have absolutely no idea what that does. That's a weird move. I think I'm going to go ahead with this d4 move, though, because I think we've been preparing this pawn push for a while, and it's time for it to come to fruition. So here we go, and he goes ahead and takes this, so let's just take back. Simple enough. We've got a very nice looking knight right here. I'm loving it. And okay, he takes this pawn too. I'll just take back, no worries. Okay, and he add an attacker to this pawn over here. So right now he is threatening to take. Question is, can we do something interesting instead? I mean, we could just bring a rook over here. I guess this move might be coming in. But we would take, he takes back. And where does this knight go? Where does this knight go is the question. I guess we could just go back to d2. It's a little awkward, but I think it should be mostly fine. Something we could do is push this pawn, attack this knight, though it does make this pawn much weaker. If he, I guess the knight only has one square to go. I could go here, I take, and I guess he takes the pawn. Yeah, I don't know why I'd actually do that. You just kind of go back here as well, maybe move the knight over here, play for this square. So I don't know if that would be very good for us. Um, So maybe rook here is the best move. If he pushes this, it's annoying, but I think I might have to take. He can take, but we will be able to put something in the center. That would be pretty nice, I think. So let's go ahead and move this rook over here. Something I could expect for him is b5. If I take back, he takes over here, and I have to move this knight somewhere. Somewhere. Um, just got to think about where that knight is moving. It's a bit still up in the air. Not sure. Maybe, yeah, I guess it just has to come back here. It adds another protector to this piece. So maybe I don't even take. If he goes here, I don't even take back with the pawn. I just go here, and of course, if he takes here, I'm go take here. I'm attacking this knight and this pawn. Maybe that's better for me. So maybe I'll end up just locking this up over here in the future. So I think if he plays b5, I'll go ahead and slide down to this square. Okay, that's not what's happening though, at all. He moved his queen to d7. He connected his rooks. I guess this queen could be coming. I mean, he opened his queen up on his diagonal, but I don't really see exactly what that does. I wish I did. I wish I knew what my opponent was thinking, but I don't. If we play this idea right now, I guess he takes over here. I take back. Knight has to go somewhere back. If he goes here, it's a bit of a problem. I just have to push this, and then it becomes awkward. He might. Oh, I guess he'd have to move this knight again back. I take. Rook takes. I don't know how much I like that. I'm going to be putting a rook on this week's pawn as well, so maybe not. I don't want to push this either, because this happens. I want to push something like this. Um, if he takes, I take. He takes, I take. If he goes here, is it much of a problem? Because I'm giving him this square, and I don't know if I want him to have this square. So I go here, he goes here. It's annoying, isn't it? We could play this move. If he takes, I just take it back with the rook, and that's fine. But if he goes to f5 now, it's still very annoying. Maybe I can play queen here. That's a weird move, though. That's a very weird move. Or actually, whoa. So e5, knight here, I go here. If he pushes here, if I move my this knight, I guess there's some sort of ideas here. But I don't exactly see it. I really want to push this pawn, though. I think I'm going to still go ahead and push this pawn. If he sees this, though, I'm going to be a bit sad. If we do queen over here, after this, he takes this pawn. Super annoying. So that doesn't work. But I was looking at that, but it just doesn't work. Just barely. What if I take here? Oh, if I take here, I think that might be the move for me. I'm gonna go ahead and take here. If he takes back, there are some weaknesses on this square that I really want to take control of. Something we could do is just play this move. And that's kind of really controls the square. You can't really push this, so I can fix this all. And right now this knight can't move either, or else I get this fork, and I love that. If he opens up this, I think it's okay. It might just be okay. But it's still really complicated, and I wish I knew what was going on. I wish I knew what was going on. So if he goes here right now, Oh no, but this doesn't work because of that fork. Right, right. That's obvious. But he's gonna try to think of something. Maybe, yeah, trading this off, and then if he goes here, it's much more annoying. I guess I could take. He's queen takes, and then my king comes onto f2. It's very annoying. So actually, I don't know if I like this. Maybe moves here as well. I don't think I like that. But I do expect him to take over here. Maybe the queen has to wrap around here, but this pawn is still hanging. So it doesn't work. He goes ahead and takes. I'll have to just take back. Can't do too much else. If he goes here, I have to make a big decision. I've got to make a big decision. Oh, okay. It's not exactly what I expected, but it's a really strong move now that I think about it. Opening fire on this square. Oh no. If we play something like this right now, he takes back, I take here. He could play something like this, and again, fire on both sides of the board. If I go here, actually, yeah, then queen might be coming over here. That's annoying. If I go here, he takes, I take. I don't know if I like that too much. This is a move, but he takes over here. And I guess I could take here, and he takes over here, and I take over here. I don't know if I like that one too much. Best move might just be to go back down here, but he has... No, he doesn't have this just yet. I think I'm going to go here. That seems like the only defensive move that I have, which is really scary, actually. I don't see too much else for myself. Luckily, this a5 pawn push is still making sure that this doesn't wake up, I guess. Okay, you move this over here. I think I might have this move. Attacking this, and of course if he moves, I go here. Let's do that. Oh, we dropped the pawn. Oops. We finally it took us a while, but we ended up forgetting about it. Go over here, attack this. It wasn't completely thought through, but I don't know if this works. It does feel like we just ended up still getting the fork. So I guess that's something. That's something, I guess. Um, where does this knight belong? I guess we have to protect this pawn still. So let's go over here. If this knight comes over here, I guess we could play this move and try to double something down over here. Because if we can trade off queens as well, that would be pretty big. So maybe we should have went over here actually first. That's more forcing. Yeah, but it's okay. My opponent will still do these moves. So cool enough. If he goes here, can we just push this pawn? I guess he has this move. It's an ugly move, but he has it. Here, he goes here. Can I try to put this knight over here? Let's do that. Let's do it. Oh, okay. He's gonna let me get this trade in. I could go in here and win this pawn. There's a few ways to do it. I can go this way too. Go ahead and take the pawn. Easy enough. Now this pawn could be a target. He does have two pieces though to easily protect. I'll go here attacking this pawn. Oh, but he just does that, doesn't he? I guess let's go attack this pawn. If he takes here, I take this one. And then this one's gonna be falling too. It's a close game. Okay, I'll go ahead and take the pawn. But this is a tough game. He's gonna make it tough. And actually, a knight versus rook might be drawn at the end of this all. So we'll have to see how it wraps up. Okay, we got another pawn. And I'm attacking the knight. Where does the knight go? He's protecting this pawn already. If you can make a passed pawn, I think we for sure are winning. This is a very interesting thing. Oh no. Okay, I think it should still be winning. Just because his king has to travel all the way over there. But that's a grave mistake. Yep, we're gonna have two passed pawns. Okay, here's our queen. And our opponent is thinking. Finds the resign button, and there we go. +9 for 2007. And he sends us a rematch. Oh, he was a very strong player. You guys can't see, but he is rated now 2014. So we defeated a pretty strong player. Of course, oh, he's sending another rematch. We already rejected one. I don't think we're gonna accept again. But yeah, it still says that we had a blunder, so we gotta check that out. And I'm guessing that blunder actually was just that rook. No, it wasn't that rook sacrifice. But yeah, let's go ahead, head into this analysis and see what is up. 93.8% accuracy, which is really nice though. So the Italian game went on very, very normal like. I mean, this is a very a normal position. I played bishop e3, which is fine. He goes ahead and takes. I take back. And this is all fine. Knight b to d2 is good. What is the best move? Okay, queen c2. I guess it's kind of the same thing. Knight b2. Oh, does it? No, I'm not sure what the difference really is, but we did this, and anyways, we got into d4 push, and this is a pretty equal position. It's apparently white has a slight edge, but we played that opening pretty well. Rook a to e1 is okay, perfect. He plays another inaccuracy. I play e5, which is an inaccuracy. He plays this move. I wonder what the best move for him was. Just to take. Interesting. I would have just taken over here, and if he's gonna have to take back, and then I take over here, and I have a very nice looking knight, so I don't know. But I guess he has queen d5, and even though we have a nice center, queen d5 puts his queen into the very center of the board, and maybe things get a little scary for me. After this, maybe I want to try to play something like this. I want to protect this pawn just so I can push c4 and start coming down the center of the board. But I don't know. Queen d3 is up there, but apparently a5 is the best move here now for him. Just trying to provoke some weaknesses. After a5, I think I'd still play something like this move. Queen d6 is the best move. And apparently c5, and he's probably just going to come back to d5, and I guess I could take this anytime I want. But it's still a very interesting position. I think white probably has better chances here, just because of how pushed up how much more space white has. But I guess it's draw-ish enough. I just wait, if we play something like b5, we might be blundering this. No, we don't, because we just take back. I was thinking that there was some funny stuff with this pin over here, but it's fine. That's interesting. But anyways, that's not what happened. He did this. I took this pawn, which is a bit of a mistake. Oh no. Apparently, I should have played b5 first, and I would expect him to take. And then I guess I'd take back, and his knight has to go somewhere. Probably doesn't want to go to like a7. It seems very sad. So I'd expect this kind of move, just a bit more normal. And now it wants knight h4. That's weird. I'm not exactly sure why. I guess knight h4 does open up this rook, so we can't go onto this square anymore. But yeah, I'm very confused. Queen b3 is also another move, and I wish I knew what was going on. Why are knight h4 and queen b3 like good moves? Why can't I just take this pawn? Oh, I can't take this pawn because we had the same exact problem here earlier where this is messy. And then now again it wants knight f to d2 because that's the only move that kind of keeps track of everything. I guess he has this takes over here. No, he doesn't have this yet just because of this fork. So he's got to protect that first. Apparently queen c7 is really nice too. But yeah. So it holds everything together. But opening his rook is, I guess, a slight mistake because then we're kind of on the defending side all of a sudden. Going back to here, I did take over here. He takes back, and I played a5, which is the best move. Yay! But he trades, and then he plays knight c to e7, and all of a sudden his rook is opened up, and I am forced to play something like knight f to d2, which is really sad. I don't like it too much, but it's forced. And then I play queen e4, kind of centralizing this queen. I thought it was a good move. Apparently queen d3 is slightly better. Oh, and that's probably because I this mess. I did find queen f3 though, and he was supposed to find queen c7 because I take his knight, he takes mine, and then wait, no. Oh, okay, so queen c7, I take his knight, he doesn't take mine just yet. He has to make use of this fork. If he takes mine immediately, he actually loses his queen. That would be a horrible idea. So he's gonna first play d5 to uh, finally take it because right now the knight is pinned. He can't move because of the queen. If I move the knight, he takes my queen. That'd be pretty bad. So he's gonna go ahead and play d5 and then win this material back. I also might be able to win this pawn back in the future, but I don't know. It's a little tough. Like I might play this and then queen e7 because just getting the queen out of the way. Yeah, it's interesting. And apparently g3 and things come to mind, but I don't want to go too deep over here. Yeah, but he missed that, and then I get this fork in, and it's actually still almost equal, which is really interesting. I have a slight edge. It's not too great though. The fast analysis gives me a +2 because I guess it just sees the material imbalance. It's like, okay, obviously white is winning, but it's closer than that. I should have played queen e4 immediately. That would have been the best move, but I missed it. I went here first, but he went ahead and played this move, and that still lets me play queen e4, and it's with tempo because he has to move his knight now. He moves his knight over here. I play d5, telling that knight to just get out of here, get out of here. He plays this move, which lets me trade off queens very easily. If he did play this move, I was thinking about knight c4 and putting this knight maybe here, and I guess then trying to play off like the 7th rank. But we didn't have to play that, and actually, that would have been the best move. So we saw that. But he went over here and we get to trade off the queens. And now it's fairly easy because it's a rook versus a knight basically. And I can start winning pawns. So I played this. I go over here. He could have taken this pawn over here. But I don't really care because like I said, I'll just take this pawn. And now all of a sudden I am attacking this pawn again twice. So I'm about to win this pawn. He could play something like knight here. But that doesn't slow it down for too long because I can just play rook c6. I'm attacking this knight, and I'm attacking this pawn. This knight is defending both. It has two jobs, but it's only one piece, so it can't do both. If he tries to, I guess like if, what was I trying to say? I guess if he moves this knight, no, like I'm gonna take the knight, this pawn over here. He's gonna take back, and then I get to win one of the knights, whichever one I want. But this would, of course, give me a very easy pass pawn. But what did he do? He did this, and I play over here. So he chose to keep that pawn over here because he doesn't want to give me that protected pass pawn just yet. But that's still going to drop a pawn, and I'll take that over here. And over here, actually, I played rook d7, but I could have just played rook b6, and it's kind of comes similar idea comes in later where the knight's protecting the pawn, but there's nobody to protect the knight, so I could have just played this move, and he has to save his knight, or else there literally is no fighting chance at all. So you could take this pawn, but then after I take this, I have a pass pawn, and it should be pretty easy. But I went over here first. He takes here. I take this pawn. He moves. I play this. I this. This happens, and I still find the same move. So I was able to take a few more pawns, but I didn't come back basically to a similar position. I wanted more pawns, so I guess it's easier, especially since I ended up blundering my rook back. But the engine's way of finding this rook b6 move first is much faster, especially since the engine's not going to blunder a rook. But I took here, and I accidentally played rook b6 here, which still wins, right? Because, of course, I can just take this pawn, and I'm going to promote, and it should be easily checkmate. So that was that game. Going back to the beginning, mistakes. Let's see. I don't know exactly what mistakes there was. This was, I guess, a slight inaccuracy, but I'm fine with it. But I should not have taken over here. And taking over here is a big mistake because it lets him. It's not a big mistake. It's a mistake, but it's not a big mistake. But anyways, it opens up this rook, and there's a lot of weaknesses over here. The knight's weak, and if the knight moves, this pawn is really weak because it's like the tail of the pawn chain. Especially since this knight, we gave our opponent this d5 square for this knight. So instead, I should have. Let's look at this line once more. Really, b5 should have been played, and he takes back. I take over here. He goes here, and I have to find some other way to continue this game, some other plan, because taking over here is just not a good plan. If he takes over here, I'm fine. I actually like queen b3 a lot, just protecting this pawn. So queen b3 I'd probably play. That's the most natural move. And I guess if he plays knight f4, just has to be always on the lookout. I'm very confused why it was knight f to d2. I'm not sure. But I might play something like this and then try to push c4. That's what I would probably do. Let's look at this. Knight c to d2, and it's still good enough, playable. I'd still play this. It's equal, of course. And knight d to e3 is, oh, knight d to e3, and then it's a bit messy. The rooks actually might be kind of like a forced trade. Let's see. I go here. Can he go do this? But actually, I just go over here, and then if he tries to come back, I'll just take and get 2 knights for my rook. That'd be pretty good. He kind of just helped me double my rook, so that's not the best move for him. But after this, apparently c5 is the best move. And yeah, it's getting very complicated over here. It's hard to calculate, and if this happened in the game, I'd for sure calculated it out. But I don't know what's going on. And I'm happy to say that we won the game. We're at 2,000 elo, so what more can we ask for? So I think that should be it for this game. There were some other funny things. We shouldn't have dropped the pawn, of course. Where was that? Where did we drop that pawn? No, this is not the line. Okay, wait, this is not the line. Oh man, where did the game go? Over here. Yeah, so we should not have dropped this pawn like that, but luckily your opponent did not find the right move either, and he was able to blunder, and we were able to convert a pretty smooth endgame. So I think that should be it for this Giuoco piano game. I'm going to put the Italian game in front of it first because this is from the Italian game. So yeah, and I think that should be it for this video. So I'll go ahead and see you guys later. Bye bye.